Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the entrance of the official party.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Brewing Military Academy graduating class of 2023. Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing for posting of the colors of the national anthem and the invocation. Color guard, post the colors.
Color guard, out and out. Carry, out. Ready, out. Forward, out. Out, out.
Let us pray. Thank you for this graduation and the accomplishments that these cadets have achieved. Thank you for your positive impact we have witnessed through honor, leadership, service, and character. I pray that you will continue to be with them and their families as they move on to their next assignment. I pray blessings upon blessings as they have been blessing so many. Grant them the strength and promise in Joshua 1, verse 9. This is my command. Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid or discouraged, for the Lord is with you forever and ever. I also pray that you will be with them as they assume their new roles as graduates. Provide them everything that they need to serve with fulfillment, courage, integrity. Grant them what I promised in Isaiah 41, verse 10. Do not be afraid, for I am with you. Do not be discouraged, for I am your Father. I will strengthen you and help you. I will hold you up with victorious right hand. Help these cadets and all of us to be more committed to the cause of freedom both here in the United States and around the world. Let this commitment be molded by your tradition, training, and empowered by your grace. In God's name we pray. Amen. Amen. Please be seated.
Ladies and gentlemen, the President of Marine Military Academy, Colonel Christopher S. Dowling, USMC retiree.
Thank you. Distinguished guests, Board of Trustees, MMA Foundation members, family, friends, brothers, sisters, guardians, to our great and fabulous educators, our drill instructors, MMA staff, welcome to MMA, and what a great moment we're about to have. I'm going on my 6th year, so I'm no longer the new guy on the block. And the great thing about being that guy is I've got to see these young men grow up. And all the stories I could tell. And all the stories that I don't want to know. But I'm going to say this. You are indeed a remarkable class of seniors. You are truly amazing young men that rise above the occasion, not once, but daily. Kind of strange that you have to be a young man getting up at 06 in the morning, go do PT, then go eat chow, then come back and shave, even though you don't have to shave, but we still make you shave, shower, clean up, get in uniform, get inspected, do colors, go do 4 classes in the morning, come back, change your books, go ready for pass and review for second mess, go change books, get ready for your next 2 classes, tutorials, then do your athletics, then come back, do police call, then do your studies, and you're taking 6 classes, and I will assure you that our teachers are not easy. They're demanding, but they expect the best out of you, and somehow you guys still juggled it all. And those who are taking AP honor courses, you still stayed up, and those who are struggling stayed up till 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, and then you would do it all over again. Groundhog Day at MMA. You are light years ahead of your peers. I'm telling you that for a fact. I hear it weekly from other headmasters, how they're struggling with their children, with their kids at their school. I did not have that issue. And if it did, The Commandant of Cadets and the DIs quickly took care of the issue. But you all set a standard of excellence that started when you first got here, and then when you started to assume those responsibilities in the Corps Cadets, First Sergeant, Gunnies, Platoon Sergeant, Platoon Commanders, and then this year, you raised the bar even higher. Where you're going to school, I think it's $6 million worth of scholarships this year.
Yes, sir.
$6 million worth of scholarships. Incredible. You are a cut above. You're about to be MMA men in just a brief moment. Don't shrug that off. That is a badge of honor. You, as I said, are light years ahead. But you couldn't do it alone. It took the whole team. It's nice to be in a room with parents who are smiling, because sometimes it's not always like that. But it's great to have you here tonight, this afternoon. Seniors, will you please stand up, turn around, face the audience, and thank them. Go ahead, men, take your seats. To our parents, thank you for your resiliency, your patience, the many, many conversations, not only with me, but with the DI, the teachers, the staff, the coaches. We're always in this together. Just because they're leaving today does not mean that we're still not in this together. They need us to go kick them in the butt in the classroom in the university. I'm happy to walk into a university classroom and shake their neck a little bit. But I don't think you're going to have those issues. As I stated, these are remarkable young men. Semi-regionals for football, regionals for soccer, regionals for swimming, regional state for cross country, state for golf, state for tennis, state Final Four for basketball, state for baseball, Final Four, state for track. That's just athletics. General MacArthur was a big believer in athletics, and he said that made the whole man. I'm a firm believer in that. That's just part of the character development. The other one belongs in the class, in the barracks. That's where character development starts. Our drill instructors do an incredible job working on that character development day in and day out. They're relentless about holding the standard of excellence. So if you'll join me in a round of applause for our DIs, I'd appreciate that. To our incredible educators. Last year we started rolling enrollment, and I could always see them in the classroom gritting their teeth when a new young man would show up. But remarkably, by the end of the semester or the quarter, that young man was now achieving in the classroom. He had confidence in the classroom, something that he wasn't getting in the ISDs, in the public schools. These teachers are true professionals. When others were complaining about pay or working, COVID or anything else, just the opposite. When can I come back to work? When can I start working with my student? That was resounding across every single classroom. Dean, and to the educators, I'm beholden to each and every one of you. Thank you very much. Congratulations to the class of 2023. The world is in turmoil. You have individuals from almost 12 different countries, 43 different, 29 different states represented out of your class. You have your own strategic network that you're going to be using in 5 years. Use it. Use your fellow classmate. We need leaders, more so than ever before, like you. I'm going to hold that to you before you walk out of here. I'm going to hold you to that standard of excellence where you are going to be young men that are going to be industry captains, general officers, coaches, doctors, lawyers. You're going to be leading your community, your state, your country. And if you ever doubt yourself, just remember your days at MMA, how resilient you came and how far you are today. Again, I congratulate you. I'm extremely proud of you, and I cannot wait to see what your next chapter looks like. Congratulations, man.
This is a poem that was read by Miss Rachel Edwards, mother of Noah Edwards, graduating class of 2021. Colonel Dowling has asked that we adopt this poem reading as a graduation ceremony tradition. Letting Go, written by a mom for all moms. You're about to walk across that stage. My heart swells with pride. I watch my son, so happy on this day, and I know life has turned the tide. Am I ready? Is he? Who really holds that key? Life is so full of discoverable, unknowing mystery. What happened to time? I told it to slow, but faster it went. I couldn't stop the show. What a beautiful movie it has been. The trials, the joys, I know it's not the end. What an honor to be your mom, your first love. I'm humbled in so many ways. I prayed many times to the man up above to protect my boy all of his days. I've been given the gift of motherhood to unwrap and watch you grow, blossom into my beautiful boy, but now you must go. Whether near or far, wherever you may be, my heart will always hold that key. So as I watch you take that step through the door, I have never loved you more. Go on, my son, and be who you are meant to be. I let you go with full liberty, knowing that not you'll succeed, but change lives with your compassion and loyalty. Love always, Mom.
Today I have the distinct honor of introducing our guest speaker for the commencement. He's the class of 2004, Fox Company former cadet, played soccer, was Dean's List, President's List, not once, not twice, not 3 times, but 5 times. I told you that the stories I could tell about you. The great thing is we have a black book that's handed over to every president, and it has something that student did. And David, I'm not going to share the story about you in the hotel as a soccer player or anything like that, but you know, we'll keep that quiet just between us, okay? Kind of give you an idea about the type of individual he is. He's a plank holder, and on his yearbook it said, 5 años y finalmente mi grado. And those who, in my butchered Spanish, I apologize. Finally, after 5 years, I graduated. He's now an attorney. He graduated from the University of Texas and then attended South Texas College of Law. He's an experience and expertise is in practice in immigration law. His human rights lawyer handling cases nationwide on behalf of refugees and foreign investors. He's dedicated to protecting the liberty of individuals to the best of his abilities, establishing priorities and advocating for the rights of individuals. And then we're all going to meet at his house later because he enjoys cooking and baking, and grilling. So will you please join me in a round of applause for our guest of honor, David Square.
Good afternoon. Today, in this momentous gathering, I stand before you with profound humility and honor. To the esteemed members of the board, the distinguished school president, administrators, faculty, and staff, and to all the cherished family members and friends. 19 years ago, I occupied the very seat you now sit in. I thought I had conquered it all. I believed I possessed all the knowledge. I foolishly considered my journey complete. How mistaken I was. Today, we gather not to mark an end, but to celebrate a commencement. A resplendent new beginning, a blazing era in your lives. Yes, you have accomplished so much during your tenure at this illustrious military academy. From the indomitable tutelage of our brilliant and passionate teachers to the unwavering discipline instilled by our drill instructors, to the eternal bonds and cherished memories we will forever hold dear. However, today marks the commencement of the next chapter in your lives. To be honest with you, I do not remember the message of the graduation speaker when I graduated from here. But what I can tell you is that I wish someone had shared with me the following 3 pieces of advice to better prepare me for my commencement. Start the day with a task completed. Life is not always fair. Move forward. Never give up. First piece of advice, start the day with a task completed. First, let me take you back to morning reveille at 0600 hours when you wake up and the first task that you must complete is making your rack. Hospital corners at the front and the back of the bed, the pillow at the head of the rack, neat and tight ready for inspection. As trivial as making your rack sounds, this daily ritual of placing a bedsheet on a mattress and pillow at the center of the bed is actually at the core of the discipline and organization that is required to help you succeed in your future professions. For example, as an attorney, I routinely have to prepare my agenda and priorities. Essentially, making my rack prepared me in making my daily legal agenda. Completing this simple and often trivially perceived task is actually what allows me to build upon to do the more complex things, such as winning trials. Now, the second piece of advice, life is not always fair. Move forward. So let me take you back when I first came to the academy during the English as a Second Language summer program, followed by the start of the academic year. And yes, both as a plebe. That's right, 8 weeks as a plebe I was. Who remembers plebe training? I do. No Irish pennants, pressed and starched shirt and pants, and spit shine shoes. Now, if you failed, you got PT. I even remember our instructors had us run in rainy days. It appears that sometimes, no matter how well your uniform was or spit shine shoes you had, you were never going to have a perfect uniform or room inspection. In my early years, I was rejected by firms. More recently, I applied an interview to be an immigration judge and got passed. The next day, I woke up and I kept studying for the next obstacle, which was my immigration board certification test. On each one of those occasions, over time, I have worked harder, got a knot, built inner strength and physical character. So let me tell you something. You will fail, and you will likely fail often. It will be painful and discouraging, and will test you at your very core. So if you want to persevere, do not be afraid of failing. That means you got to try. These failures only have made me stronger and kept me going. I can now tell you that I did pass the board test, and less than 5% of lawyers in the state of Texas are board certified. So sometimes, no matter how well you prepare, sometimes it is not enough, and that is life. Again, life is not always fair. Move forward. Third piece of advice, never give up. So let me take you back to when I completed the English as a Second Language summer program. I got home and asked my brother, who was a 1995 graduate from the academy and a plank holder. Back in the day, that was a 5-year cadet. So I asked him, how did you make it through the 5 years? And he chuckled and said, I don't know, I just did it and never gave up. I must be honest, I had a hard time adapting to the academy in my first couple of years, but every year I came back and my parents pushed me to come back. Finally, in May of 2004 came and I was done. I had challenges and opportunities at the academy, but I never gave up. I was able to complete my bachelor's degree in 3 years. Thereafter, I went to law school, which was not easy, and the bar exam was even tougher. But I must say, I was unfazed, as I knew that if I was able to complete my 5 years here, the bar exam had nothing on me, and it did not. Additionally, on a daily basis, I get calls from prospective clients who have been turned away by other firms with a simple, "Your case is lost, nothing can be done." I let my clients know that the odds are against them, but that impossible is nothing. I often win their cases. Again, you will be faced with challenges throughout your life, testing you to the core. So one word of advice, never give up. Graduating senior cadets, today I have shared with you 3 pieces of advice, which I wish someone had shared with me during graduation. Start the day with a task completed. Life is not always fair. Move forward and never give up. In the resounding words of Winston Churchill following Britain's first true victory in World War II, he said, "This is not the end. This is not even the beginning of the end, but it is perhaps the end of the beginning." You are the torchbearers of the new generation. As representatives of this generation, you deserve more. The time is right for you to not only believe in a brighter future, but also to fashion it with your own hands. So let's get to work. Semper Fi.
Today I get to introduce the Salutatorian, Cadet Major Kenneth Arthur Lee Jones. His parents are Dr. Kenneth Jones, mother Keisha Guzman, Fox Company cadet, 3 years at Marine Military Academy from Sugar Land, Texas. He has 163 points, a 4.30 GPA. He is attending Texas A&M University next year. He will be studying biology. He's a letterman and a captain in basketball, cross country, track and field. His activities is basketball, cross country, track and field. He has over 100 hours of community service. And yes, he is a distinguished diploma graduate. Will you please welcome Kenneth Jones. Thank you.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I know it's this loud. As I stand before you today, I am honored and humbled to be the salutatorian of the class of 2023. On behalf of the senior class, I would like to acknowledge all the people who make the Marine Military Academy exceptional. Before I get started, I would love to give a special thanks to Ms. Welch for dedicating time from her busy schedule to help Liang and I with our speeches. Firstly, I want to recognize all the families who took a leap of faith by enrolling their child into this wonderful institution. Because of your sacrifice and unwavering support, we are all blessed with an abundance of opportunities many cadets, wish they had. Thanks, Mom and Dad. You are the origin of our motivation, and we owe you everything. Secondly, I want to thank our teachers who have not only managed to prevent us from falling asleep in the classroom, but have also imparted unforgettable knowledge, inspired us to persevere through tough times, and have challenged us to bring forth the best versions of ourselves. I don't think I'm alone in saying that we would not have passed calculus without Ms. Garcia's sacrificial commitment. Learn to write a 20-page research paper without Ms. Marroquin's careful instructions. Or survive even a day without Ms. Cervantes' words of encouragement and positive reinforcement. Next, I want to acknowledge all the drill instructors and Marines who throughout the years have somehow managed to maintain their dignity and remain sane throughout all the years amidst our heinousness. You gentlemen have worked tirelessly to coordinate our daily schedules while simultaneously showing support for us. Additionally, your selflessness and sacrifice for us has served as an inspiration to all cadets battalion-wide. Next, I want to express our gratitude to the members of the mess hall, not only for providing us with food, but also the love and support necessary to carry on throughout the day. Individuals such as Carlos, Johnny, Ruben, and Miss Lolly ensure that each cadet receives the nourishment to grow and excel. Also, I would like to thank Mr. Adan, who every morning would not only feed me physically, but also spiritually. Most importantly, I want to recognize the valuable and everlasting relationships formed over the past few years. Medina, thank you for the hours spent trying to understand the complexities of calculus. Shields and Ratliff, thank you for always pushing me to exit my comfort zone, and in so doing, preventing me from developing into an NPC. Elsner, thank you for being the brother I never had. I would not be who I am, nor where I am, without you four. Fellow cadets, as you already know, everyone has a different story regarding how they wound up at MMA. Whether you were among the few who willingly chose to come here, or one of the many who simply had no choice, we all had one thing in common when we entered those gates. We were exiting our comfort zones and entering into a new aspect of life, uncharted territory, if you will. My story starts 3 years ago, when my father told me these exact words. Son, this summer, you're going to spend a month at MMA. Cool, I responded. I always wanted to learn mixed martial arts. Confused, my father said, martial arts? No, son, you're going to the Marine Military Academy. I was distraught. Thoughts of what this possibly meant ricocheted off the walls in my brain. At the time, I perceived military camps as a place where parents ship off their troublesome children in hope that they change. I wasn't a bad kid, or at least I thought I was. When I arrived at summer camp, I had one thought in mind. You do not deserve to be here, and stay clear of any kids who drink Listerine. Consequently, for the first week, I looked negatively upon the entire situation. I spent the majority of my time isolated from other cadets by tending the garden in my comfort zone. My mindset remained fixed until Sergeant Major Smythe spoke these remarkable words. What you get out of MMA is up to you. MMA is what you make it. At that moment, I realized the blessing that God had placed right before me. So like any smart person would do, I took it and ran. What we failed to realize was that MMA was molding us into some of the finest leaders this generation has ever seen. Throughout the many years, we have learned necessary life skills such as time management, patience, self-confidence, self-control, and more. Additionally, through our shared experiences, we formed an unbreakable bond, a sense of camaraderie, one which would last us a lifetime. As I wrap up this speech, I would like to give a final thanks to First Sergeant Barrios, Staff Sergeant Perez, Master Sergeant Hall, and Staff Sergeant Jimenez for helping me develop into the leader I am today. Additionally, I would like to thank my brothers in Echo Company and Fox Company for creating an outstanding environment for the past 3 years. Fellow graduates, words cannot explain how grateful I am to have spent the last 3 years with every one of you. Whether it was the full 3 years or simply 1 year, we are brothers. As this chapter of our lives comes to an end and a new one opens, I leave you with one piece of advice. We must remember to walk by faith and not by sight. As civil rights activist Martin Luther King Jr. once said, faith is taking the first step even when you don't see the whole staircase. Congratulations, class of 2023. We have accomplished so much, but our journey has only just begun. Even though we may have started at different times, today we walk the stage in unity. God bless this class, and God bless America. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Jones. Now, I'm going to announce the valedictorian. It is Cadet Captain William Lang, Executive Officer. His parents are Mr. Lang and Mrs. Yang. He's on Company Echo, spent 4 years here from Houston, Texas. He has 193 quality points with a 4.42 GPA. He'll be attending the University of Texas this next year. He'll be studying computer science. He has lettered in activities as a letterman as a cross country, band, soccer, and then the tennis team captain. His activities have been Rotary, National Junior Honor Society, National Honor Society, the Science Club, Animal Care, Cultural Awareness, the Engineering Club, and he's accumulated 104.8 hours, and he is a distinguished grad. Will you please welcome him?
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is William Liang, and I'm a fourth-year cadet from Houston, Texas, and I'm honored to be the valedictorian of the class of 2023. To be up here is quite remarkable. When I reflect on my past, I look back at my scrawny 14-year-old self, and I'm quite surprised and pleased with how I've turned out. If you had told me after plebe graduation that I would stay at MMA for 4 years, become the company executive officer of the best company in the battalion, be up here giving a valedictorian speech, and also become the sleepiest senior, I would have laughed at you. My fellow seniors, these past 4 years have been some of the best and most challenging years of my life, and I could not have done it without the people that surround me today. It seems like just yesterday we were all freshmen, going through plebe system or summer camp, the first football game, the first birthday ball, the first girlfriend that may have just happened to be someone's sister, and even the trials of COVID. Gentlemen, we made it. It's almost time to be civilians again. And while many of us are now converging onto our own different paths, I wish nothing but the best for each and every one of you in your future endeavors. The best opportunities I've experienced here at MMA are the academic programs that prepare us for college, the development of leadership guided by the drill instructors and senior cadets, and the athletic programs run by several wonderful coaches. This opportunity would not be possible without the time and dedication faculty members put into each day. I would like to use this occasion to give thanks to the people who have supported me along the way, and I would also like to tell 3 stories about making mistakes, overcoming adversity, and being humble. The hardest and most important lessons I've learned have stemmed from my mistakes I've made throughout my journey. During my first tenure as a summer camp cadet instructor, I was given the opportunity to instruct at Fox Company under the supervision of Staff Sergeant Jimenez and Gunnery Sergeant Rodriguez. As I had never been in a leadership position before, I was extremely nervous. I had many issues in the beginning. For one, I had never called cadence before. And secondly, I had never experienced the pressure of operating outside my comfort zone. I made a number of errors in that first week, ranging from calling a command on the wrong foot to marking a camper's shirt with his first name and not his last. As time went by, I started to learn from those missteps and corrected myself. And with the guidance provided by Gunny and Staff Sergeant, I left summer camp feeling confident and knowledgeable. And I had learned the lesson that while you may make an error once, you must then try to never make that same one again. Another mistake that is more well known here is my affair with calculators. Last year, I made a costly and dishonest error in physics. The consequences of my poor decision hurt me and my reputation deeply. I was kicked out of NHS, fired from platoon commander, missed the opportunity to become the battalion adjutant, and most importantly, I lost the respect of my family and peers. It was hard to accept this reality, but at the end of the day, you look, you live, you learn, and you continue. Looking back, I asked myself, was it really worth what amounted to a pay call to have potentially ruined my whole future? In these moments, one should self-evaluate, reflect on their actions, and adjust accordingly. Learning from the mistakes you make is a quintessential building block of leadership and maturity. My next story is about overcoming adversity. At MMA, you are faced with the adversity daily, starting with the 6 a.m. wake-ups to the late nights procrastinating on Ms. Garcia's calculus homework. During our time here, we have faced countless dreaded events. One thing that happens yearly in Echo Company is our annual log run, an event in which 3 groups, organized by First Armed Barrios, conducts a mock resupply run. It is a grueling task. Your group has cadets of all grade levels and physical statures, and together, your team must carry a massive log, a water tank, a medicine ball, multiple rifles, a sandbag, a kettlebell, ammo cans, and most importantly, Big Frank. The 2-mile run across campus is exhausting and treacherous as you deal with the changing terrain and hot, humid weather. It is an exhaustive feeling. Your instinct tempts you to quit, all while First Armed Barrios' shiny bald head in the front of his golf cart taunts you to keep going. When you reach the finish line, it's a sense of accomplishment and relief, exactly the way most of us feel today. Graduating from MMA is no easy feat. Adversity comes in a myriad of forms. The ability to get over that hump, or as First Sergeant says, embracing the suck, is very rewarding. The feeling of finishing the mud course for the first time, or completing your AP assignment 10 minutes before it's due, is simply one of a kind. When you face these challenges, don't approach them with fear. Maintaining a positive outlook in any scenario will allow you to have presence of mind and inspire ingenuity. Establishing the mentality that you can conquer any situation will benefit your morale and mindset in every challenge. My last story is about staying humble. As a son of 2 hardworking parents, it is surreal to see how many opportunities I've had, what my parents never did as children. Growing up, I recall the stories my mother and father shared about their childhood in communist China. Prior to communism, they had a bountiful, well-connected life. However, under communism, they struggled to even afford a single egg a day. The truth is, my parents never backed away. They worked relentlessly, balancing their studies with their duties at home. And as a result, I've learned to be grateful for the things that I have in life. And I assure you that having humility makes you a better person. If you take a moment to look around this room, consider all the sacrifices our families made to send us to this school. Parents work extra hours. Younger siblings go without their older brothers. Budgets in the household become tighter. Without their sacrifices and hard work, we would not be able to overcome our challenges. Be cognizant and thankful for where you came from, and have humility engraved in your life. Arrogance and boastfulness do not fare well with many people, and the characteristics of humility and self-respect will empower you to greater heights. I now want to say some heartfelt thank yous to some very special individuals. I begin by thanking the teachers who work tirelessly to better our academic standing. In particular, Ms. Rosalinda Garcia, Ms. Cervantes, Ms. Welch, and the man above, Mr. Gilter, as well as the countless other teachers who strive to prevent us from failure and falling asleep in class. Thanks to the medical team that takes care of our health and sedates us with drugs. Thanks to the athletic coaches who relentlessly push us to achieve our maximum potential. I'll never forget Staff Sergeant Perez yelling at the referees in Spanish, and the memories captaining the tennis team with Coach Ordonez and Mr. Hinkle. Thanks to the mess hall staff who work tirelessly to cook and feed us daily. I will certainly miss the simple response of, "No, mijo," whenever I ask for more food. Thanks to the maintenance staff who keep our campus in pristine condition and continuously endeavor to better our academy's facilities. To the aerospace instructors, thanks for helping Jones and I not achieve our licenses. Just kidding. But honestly, thank you for making me fall in love with the art that is aviation. I also can't forget the other faculty members across campus at the quartermaster, operations, and headquarters. The men and women that clothe us, manage the finances of the school, and schedule our days. To my parents, I'm forever grateful for the sacrifices you made that allowed me to attend the Marine Military Academy. And even though I resented it at first, I'm happy with the way things have turned out. A huge thank you to our drill instructors who have to deal with our many shenanigans day in and day out. They are our father figures, pillars of unwavering strength. I would like to particularly thank Sergeant Major Smythe, First Sergeant Barrios, Sergeant Elizondo, Staff Sergeant Perez, and Staff Sergeant Jimenez for overseeing my growth over time. I want to thank the battalion staff this year, and while my decisions regarding my calculator prevented me from being part of such a special group, you guys strive to make MMA a better place, and I applaud you for your work. Lastly, a huge thank you to my beloved Echo Company. The past 4 years have been extremely motivational, and I'll always carry the memories and achievements we made as the most successful company during these last few years. Before I finish my speech, I'd like to give some advice to the junior cadets that are in attendance today. Gents, you are very fortunate to be at the Academy. The experiences in brotherhood are one of a kind, and something to write about your college essays. The shenanigans and antics are fond memories that will stay with you forever. Heck, I still remember all the times Tran has come to my room to rip massive clouds of farts. But besides that, be thankful for the sacrifices the people around you make for you. From your parents to teachers, mess hall staff, and drill instructors, these people are here to bring you up, and they give their efforts daily to ensure you a brighter future. Without them, where would any of us be? I advise you to take full advantage of the Academy. Talk to people, get to know your peers, and allow people to criticize you. Don't be afraid to make mistakes now, because as I've learned, it won't be fun when you make those same mistakes in the future. Finally, I quote from one of the greatest leaders of the 21st century, Sir Boris Johnson, the 55th Prime Minister of the United Kingdom. I want to thank everybody here today, and hasta la vista, baby! Thank you!
Ladies and gentlemen, by the authority vested in me by the state of Texas, the Southern Association of Independent Schools, and the Marine Military Academy Board of Trustees, I hereby certify that all requirements for the diplomas issued today have been met. Ladies and gentlemen, the Marine Military Academy graduating class of 2023.
William Lin. Kenneth Jones. Brian Anderson. Timothy Boothby. Lucas Boyer. Eric Brody. Romeo Chikawonye. Samuel Deary. Carlos del Castillo Garcia. Archer Ferguson. Gilberto Flores Gamboa. Emiliano Flores Ruiz. Evan Gunderson. Aiden Hernandez. Jacob Hurley. Liam Kelly. Zane Kester. Mawaba Mabuza. Rafael Martinez. Stephen McIntosh. Gerd Medina. Min Nguyen. Michael Nuizu. Bayambajak Niamdaba. Mitchell Olivo. Nicholas Olson. Jesus Padilla Pedricini. Luis Perez. Riley Porter. Lorenzo Ramirez. Frankie Ratliff. Drake Robinette. Travis Rod. John Shields. Mako Smith. Jeffrey Sprague Jr. Cole Staples. Alexei Stepanov. Jimmy Stewart. Sutter. Joseph Tran Nguyen. Caden Wade. William Webb. Wesley Zhang. Our 2023 postgraduates are Alias Corey. Osayobi Oyemwenzi. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the retirement of the colors and remain standing for the departure of the official party and the Marines hymn.
Retire the colors.
Other guy, stand and fight. Every color. Ready, cut. In forward, face. Forward, out.
Ladies and gentlemen, the class of 2023 will conclude the graduation exercises with traditional hat toss.
Class of 2023.